Good morning. So we are discussing the concepts of inheritance. So the main purpose of inheritance is to achieve multiple inheritance as well as it's a one kind of abstract class. So the interface can be treated as an abstract class which consists of a collection of related abstract methods. So the related abstract methods are placed in a one place, and then that group is known as interface. So interface consists of a constant values as well as the abstract methods. So we can compare the interface with the classes. So most of the features are similar to the interfaces. Some are dissimilar to the classes. So in the previous sessions, we have discussed the declaration of an interface and then initial and then implementation of an interface. So, and then we have seen the nested interfaces also. So we have two variations in the nested interfaces. First one is a class can nested an interface, or an interface can nested an interface. The interface within the interface within the class. So we have two variations in the nested interfaces. So we have seen the some example programs on that. So, and then we have seen the some stub methods. So the method which is not useful to the program or user is known as stub methods. So the methods are declared in the interface. The methods are defined in the class, implemented class, but the methods are not used in the real-time program. So that type of methods are known as stub methods. Then we have seen the types of interfaces also. So let us check the next concept is inheritance of interfaces. Next concept is inheritance of interfaces. So how do you implement the inheritance concept in the interfaces? So inheritance means acquiring the properties from base class to the subclass. So this can be possible in the interfaces also. So the interface, the inheritance concepts can be applied to the classes as well as interfaces. So let us see the one program. So let us check the program. So here I am defining an interface. The keyword is interface. I am defining an interface. Interface name is 1. And the interface consists of some constant values. Here I am defining the constant value, constant variable pi. So pi is equal to 3.144414. So I have defined the pi value as this one, 3.414. And then I am defining the another interface. I am defining the another interface, interface 2. I am defining the another interface 2. So I have used the keyword extends. That means interface 2 extends the properties from interface 1. So in general, in classes, we will implement the inheritance like this. Class B extends class A. Class B extends class A. So same syntax can be followed in the interface also. So an interface can inherit the properties from other interface. So that can be achieved by using the keyword extends. That is achieved by using the keyword extends. So I am creating an interface 2. So which is a subclass. So the superclass is, the base class is 1. So I am the interface 2 extends the properties from interface 1. So here I am defining some constant value, r value, radius value, r is equal to 10. So this is the interface 2. Then I am defining the another interface. The interface name is 3. So the interface 3 extends the properties from 1 2. So interface 3 extends the properties from interface 1 and interface 2. So in whereas in the classes, we don't have the multiple inheritance, multiple superclasses. But in the interfaces, we can use the multiple interfaces here. So in general, we will write the we'll implement the interfaces with the single superclass here. We don't have the A comma C comma D. We don't have the multiple superclasses here. So one base class, one subclass, one base class. So we don't have the multiple superclasses here, multiple base classes here. So whereas in the inheritance, we can extend multiple interfaces. We can acquire the properties from multiple interfaces. That is possible in the interfaces. So the interface 3 extends the properties from 1 and 2. First interface and then second interface. So this can be possible in the interfaces. So here I am defining some abstract method area. So here I am defining the abstract method area. So the method has no definition. So this is called abstract method. So this is up to this we have defined the interfaces. We have declared the interfaces. So here we have declared the three interfaces. So the three interfaces have some inheritance property. We are implementing the three interfaces by using the inheritance property. So then in order to implement these interfaces, we need a class. So if you want to implement all these interfaces, we need a class. So here I'm defining the class circle. So the class name is circle. So circle implements 3. The interface name is 3. So we are going to implement the interface 3. So if you implement the interface 3, automatically second interface is also implemented. Automatically first interface is also implemented. So or you can write the 3 comma 2 comma 1 also. The class, if you want to implement the any interface, we need a class. So the class can implement the interfaces. So here I am implementing the interface 3. So you can write the interface 3 comma 2 comma 1. Or we can have the interface 3. So here what we have to do, we have to define the abstract methods. So here we have only one abstract method area. So I am defining the area. So the return type is double. Access modifier is public. So the members of the interface always must be public. By default, they are public. So I am returning the area. Area of the circle is pi r square. So pi into r into r. So pi value is, so here pi value is acquired from interface 1. Pi value is acquired from interface 1. R value is acquired from interface 2. So this is the concept of inheritance in the interfaces. I am implementing the interface 3 here. 3 means if you implement the interface 3, automatically the 3 extends the properties from 1 and 2. So the control goes to second interface. So the second interface extends the properties from interface 1. So the control goes to interface 1. So if you write the third interface, that means subclass, subinterface, then automatically remaining interfaces are implemented. So this is the implemented class. Then we need a main class and main method. So I'm defining the main class as interface inheritance. So this is the class name. And then, so public static void main method. And then now I am going to create an object. So in order to access the members of a class or interface, we need an object. So here I am creating an object C. The object name is C of type circle. That means I am creating an object of class circle. So circle C is equal to new circle. or you can create an object of type interface also. You can create an object of type either class or interface. So here we can write the 3 also, 3 or 1 or 2. We can write the interface name also here or class name. So by default we can use the class name. So I can access the area c dot area. So I can get the area of the circle. So this is how you can implement the inheritance concept in the interfaces. So any doubts? So let us check this program. Let us check the output. Program name Java C interface inheritance dot Java. So the program is compiled. So let us check the output. So the output is 3.314.1. That means we have given the radius value as 10, pi value as 3.14. So pi r square means 3.14 into 10 into 10. That means 3.14. So the 2 points shifted to right side. That is 314.1. So this is the concept of inheritance in interfaces. So do you have any doubts in this? So here, so see, here what we are going to do is we are performing the inheritance concept in the interfaces. So treat the interface as a class. So they have some similarities between the class and interfaces. So most of the properties can be same as in interface and the class. So the in classes we have implemented the interface. We have implemented the inheritance concept. Inheritance is nothing but acquiring the properties from base class to subclass. That means acquiring the properties means that means variables or methods. We can reuse that variables, or we can access that variables, or we can access that methods. That can be done through the inheritance. So in order to implement the inheritance, we will use the keyword extends. We will use the keyword extends. So here, let us check this once again. So here I am creating the 3 interfaces. Interface 1. This is interface 1. So this is interface 2. So this is interface 3. So I am creating the 3 interfaces. I am creating the 3 interfaces. So I am in regular programs, like regular programs, we are writing the interface 1. So interface name is 1 here. So I am defining the interface here. Then I am defining the second interface here. So second interface extends the properties from first interface. So same as class 2 extends 1. So here we are using the inheritance concept. That means we can use the pi value in this interface also. We can use the pi value here also. Interface 2 extends 1. Then I am defining the third interface. Third interface extends 1, 2. So third interface extends 1, 2. So that means third interface can use the values of pi as well as pi value and r value can be used here. So that is the advantages of in extends keyword. So this is the declaration of an interfaces. సో ఇక్కడ ఏం చేసామంటే 3 ఇంటర్ఫేస్ డిఫైన్ చేసాం. సో ఒక్కొక్క ఇంటర్ఫేస్లో ఒక్కొక్క వాల్యూ, ఒక్కొక్క కాన్స్టెంట్ వాల్యూ ఇచ్చాం. థర్డ్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్లో మెథడ్ని, అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ మెథడ్ని డిఫైన్ చేసుకున్నాం. సో ఇక్కడ 3 ఇంటర్ఫేసెస్ని రిలేట్ చేసుకోవాలంటే ఖచ్చితంగా ఒక ఇంటర్ఫేస్కి ఇంకో ఇంటర్ఫేస్కి మధ్య రిలేషన్ ఉండాలి. రిలేషన్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేయాలి. అంటే థర్డ్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్లో ఉన్నాం అనుకోండి, థర్డ్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్లో ఏరియా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలంటే పై వాల్యూ కావాలి, ఆర్ వాల్యూ కావాలి. సో అలాంటప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి, ఆ ప్రాపర్టీస్ని మళ్ళీ రీయూజ్ చేసుకోవాలి. అలాంటప్పుడు ఎక్స్టెండ్ ఇన్హెరిటెన్స్ కాన్సెప్ట్ యూజ్ చేసుకోవాలి. సో ఎక్స్టెండ్ కీవర్డ్స్ యూజ్ చేసుకుని డిఫైన్ చేసుకుంటాం. అర్థమైందా? సో ఇక్కడ సింపుల్గా తీసేసి చూడండి, ఎక్స్టెండ్స్ 1, ఎక్స్టెండ్స్ 1.3, 1.2 ఇవన్నీ తీసేసి ఈ 2 వర్డ్స్ని తీసేసి చూడండి. సింపుల్గా మనం ఇంటర్ఫేస్ డిఫైన్ చేసినట్టే, ఇక్కడ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ డిఫైన్ చేసినట్టే. కాకపోతే ఈ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ అనేది ప్రీవియస్గా డిఫైన్ చేసిన ఇంటర్ఫేస్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ కూడా ఎక్వైర్ చేసుకుంటుంది. సో అందుకని చెప్పి ఎక్స్టెండ్స్ వాడుతున్నాం. సో సేమ్ once we declare the interfaces, then we have to implement that interfaces. So for implementation, we need a class. The class implements the interface 3. Then 3 means we have the method area, abstract method area. So we have to define the abstract method. So I have defined. Then we need a main class. So in that main class, we define the main method. So in that we can create some objects. Through that object, we can access the methods or anything. So this is the basic concept in any Java program. If you take any concept, either you define the class or either you define the interface. So if you define the interface, you will implement that interface by using the class. And then we have the main class. In the main class, we are going to invoke the methods or access the methods by using an object. We can create an object. So this is the basic thing in any Java program. First, we have to create the class, and then we have to create the another class to access the everything, that is main class, driver class. So in the driver class, we can create the objects. Through that object, we can access the methods. So here interface, if you take the interface means another concept will come. So interface cannot implement itself. So if you want to implement the interface, we need a class. So after defining an interface, we need a class to implement that. So here circle is a class which implements the interfaces. So this is the simple inheritance concept in interfaces. So interfaces support inheritance concept. So inheritance can be implemented in interfaces also. Like classes, we can implement these things in the interfaces also. So let us move to the next topic. So next one, default methods in interfaces. So after Java version 8, Java SE 8, the interfaces supports the special type of methods. The method definition cannot be there in the interface. So while defining the interface, we don't write the method definition. So we have to give the only skeleton of the method. That means header of the method. So those methods are called abstract methods. So those methods are known as abstract methods. So in the interfaces, we will define either constant values or abstract methods. So in the latest versions of Java, the JVM supports the concept of default methods as well as static methods. So default is a keyword and static is a keyword. So if you use the default keyword before the method name, then we can implement that method. We can define that method in the interface itself. So if you use the keyword static before the method name, then we can have the method definition in the interface itself. So these new features can be added in the Java SE8. After the Java SE8 versions, so this concept is supported. So here main thing is we have to use the keyword default, or we have to use the keyword either static, default and static. So let us see the default methods first. Default methods first. So let us check the syntax. So I'm defining an interface. I'm defining an interface here. So I'm defining some method here. Method name is display. So the method has definition here. The method has definition here. So usually the method doesn't have any definition. So if you use the keyword default, if you use the access specifier default, then we can have the method definition in the interface itself. So general interface syntax is this one: public interface a void display colon close. So this is the general interface definition. So we don't have the method definition here. So if you want to write the method definition in the interface itself, then we will use the keyword default. So default is a non-access specifier, non-access modifier. We can use the default before the method name, then we can define the method in the interface itself. So this is the concept of default method. So let us check the programs and default method. So let us check this one. So here I am defining an interface. So the interface name is inter1. So here I am defining some constant value n is equal to 10. And then I am using the default keyword, default method. So display is a default method. So now display is the default method. So in before till now we have not used the method definition here. Then that methods are known as abstract methods. So here these type of methods are known as default methods. The keyword default is used in definition of the method. So then we can define the method. So this is the method definition. So here I am calculating the 2 power 8 value. 2 power 8 value. So 2 power 8 value means we have the method power. So power method is defined in the class math. So math dot POW 2 comma 8, 2 power 8, 2 comma 8. So I am displaying some power value simply. So I am ending the interface. So this is the definition of an interface. So we have defined the interface. Then in order to implement that, we need a class. So I am defining the class. So I am defining the class. So the class name is default1. The class name is default1. So implements interface1, inter1. So this same implemented class can be used as main class also, driver class also. So this class can have public static void main method also. So we can use the another class also, or we can use the same class as main class also. So here I am using this class as main class. So public static void main. So this is the main method. So I need a object to access all these things. So I am creating an object obj1 of type interface1. Of the class default. So we can have the default one here, class name here, but we have to refer the interfaces. We are discussing the concept of interfaces. So we can have the interface name also here. So the interface name is inter1, object1. So object1 is a type of interface1. and then which refers the class default one. So I am created the object obj1, and then I am creating a variable area. I am assigning the area to n into n. I am calculating some computation. I am performing some computations n into n. So n value is 10. Then I am printing the area. I am printing the area and I am displaying the this method. So obj1 dot display. obj1 dot display. So this is the simple program to illustrate the concept of default methods. So default methods. Simply I can define the method definition in the interface itself. So remaining things are same. So let us check the output of this one. So Java C, the class name is default one dot Java. So compile Java default one. So here I get the output. So the area is printed n into n value is 10, 10 into 10, 100. Then a display method is invoked. Then so the display method is executed. 2 power 8. 2 power 8 value is 256. 256. So this is the usage of default method. So do you have any doubts? So let us move to the another example of default method, usage of default methods. So let us check the another program. So let us see here. So here I am defining an interface. Okay. Interface name is inter1. Okay. So I am defining some method show1. So this is an abstract method. So there is no keyword default here. So this is an abstract method. So better I can write here. So this is an abstract method. So in the interface, I can have the abstract methods as well as the default methods, as well as static methods, as well as constant values. So this display. So this is a default method. Display is a default method. So if you use the default means, so we can have the definition. If you use the default means, we can have the method definition. So the method definition is written here. System.out.println good morning. So to print the simple message good morning. So this is the interface one. So this is the interface one. So this is the end of interface one. So then what we are going to do? So I am defining another interface here. So interface inter2. I am defining the another interface. I am defining the another interface inter2. So which extends the properties from inter1. So inheritance. So interface 2 extends the properties from inheritance. Interface 2 extends the properties from interface 1. So here we are implementing the inheritance concept also. That means interface can do the interface 2 can access the show method as well as display method. So let us check the members of an interface. Then I have defined another method show2. So show2 is an abstract method. Show2 is not defined here. Then I have another default method, default public void display. So same thing, public void display. So I am reusing that method. I am reusing that method. And then the method definition is different. So same parameter list, same method name, same return type, everything is same except the definition of the method. So what we will call this one? What is this concept? So I am reusing the same method. So inheritance means reusability. I am reusing the same method. So what is this concept? Method overriding. Yes. So method overriding. We can call it as polymorphism also. method overriding. So same method name, same parameter list, same return type. So then here method overriding is happening. That means same method can be overridden here. So if you use the inheritance means we can have this problem, method overriding. So same method, same parameters and same signature. So this is the interface 2. So this is the interface 2. This is the end of interface 2. So I have defined the two interfaces here. So second interface extends the properties from first interface. So first interface has one abstract method and one default method. So same second interface has one default method, one abstract method. So the default method is same. Method overriding is happening here. Same method name, same return type, same default, same parameter list. So let us see. So then we have two interfaces. So we have to implement the interfaces. Then we need a class. So I am defining the class. Here. So here I am defining the class. So class name is default2. So which implements the properties which implements the interface 2. So here we have used the keyword implements. That means we can implement that interfaces. So we have defined the interfaces. Then we have to implement that interface. So then we need a class. So I have defined the class which implements the interface 2. That means interface 1 is interface 2 extends the properties from interface 1 also. So there is no need to include the interface 1 here. So interface 2. So default 2 class implements the interface 2. So that means implement the interface 2 means we have to write the definition from all the abstract methods. So we have two abstract methods, show1 and show2. So we have to define the show1 method and show2 method. So here I am defining the show1 method. It's a interface 1. I am defining the show2 method. It's a interface 2. So I have defined all the abstract methods. Then so I am treating this as main class. So public static void main. This is also one method. So public static void main. So here I need an object. So I need an object to access all the members of a class. So I am creating an object obj1 of type interface2. obj1 is an object of interface 2. So which refers the class default, default2. So this is the object. So then we can access the object as obj1.show1, obj1.display, obj1.show2. So we have three methods here, show1, show2 and display. So the display method is available in the interface 1 as well as interface 2. Here display method is, we are executing the display method. That means which output will come? So we have two display methods. Interface 1 has one display method. Interface 2 has one display method. So which display method will execute? Method overriding is happening here. Which display method is possible? Which method will display? Second method will execute. That means subclass method will be executed. Whereas in the classes we have superclass and subclass. So in the superclass and subclass have the same method name. Subclass method will be executed. The compiler treats the subclass method. The compiler executes the subclass method. So the compiler does not execute the superclass method. So here also we have one sub interface and one base interface. So the compiler will execute the sub interface method only. The interface can execute the sub interface method only. So let us check the output here. So before that, you can check the outputs here. So interface one has to display good morning. Interface 2 has to display good night. Interface 2 and interface 1 have same methods. So let us see the output. Which interface will execute? This display or this display? Good morning or good night? Let us check. So Java C class name is default2 Java. So Java default2. So interface 1 is executed. Good morning, good night. It's an interface 2. So let us check the program once. Default 2. So I have not yet saved the program. So I have saved the program. Now execute this one. So compile it, run it. So see the difference. So see the difference here. First, I have invoked the method show1. So show1 displays. So this is the show1. Its interface 1 is displayed. Next, I am calling the display method. I'm invoking the display method. That means either good morning or good night. So good morning for interface 1, good night for interface 2. So good night is displayed. Interface 2 method is displayed. That means sub interface method is displayed here, good night. Then I am invoking the show2. So show2 is its interface 2. So the output we got. So here the concept is, if you use the inheritance, if here comes the concept of method overriding. That means only subclass method is executed here. Sub interface method is executed here. So how can you get this output? Good morning also. How can you display the interface 1 display also? Any idea? So here we got the output good night. That means this is the sub interface, so it is executed. So the compiler executed the most recent one, that is sub interface good night. Then if you want to display the superclass method also, that means base interface also, good morning also. So how can you implement that? How can you get that output also? Any idea? So in interfaces, in inheritance, we have the concept called super keyword. So by using the super keyword, we can display the superclass methods, base class methods. So in the inheritance is between the two classes, we can use the syntax super dot method name, super dot method name. Then that output will be displayed. So here interfaces, so we have to write the interface name also, inter1 dot super dot display semicolon, inter1 dot super dot display. So this is the syntax for displaying the base interface method. So we have to write this in the display method, second interface display method. That means before executing this, before printing this one, before printing the goodnight method. So here we are invoking the display method. So display method of superclass, display method of superclass. So here we have no classes, interfaces. So we are displaying the interface one display method. So after displaying the good morning, then system.out.println good night will be displayed. So in general, so if in between the classes means this can be implemented as super.display. Super.display. So this is the syntax for to print the superclass, to print the superclass method. So in the inheritance, in the interfaces, we have to write the interface name also. So we have to write the interface name also. So interface one dot super dot display. So super dot display. Super is a keyword. Then the control goes to the interface. The control goes to the interface method. Interface one display method. So let us check this output. So Java C. So let us see this. Here I got the good morning also. So in the previous step, we get only good night. So in this example, we get the good morning also. That means whenever you call the display method here, let us see this. So here, check the program. Here obj1.show. So show method is displayed. Then obj1.display. That means the control goes to the display method, most recent display method. So most recent display method is sub interface to display method. That is good night. Good night method. Good night. So before going to that, we are using the keyword super. So whenever you call the obj.display one, the control goes to the this one display method. The control goes to the display method. So the display method execute. So before executing the display method, we are giving the another statement. Another statement, that is we are referring the interface one dot super dot display. So interface one also has super display method. So first execute that display method. So then control goes to this one display method, super class display method. Then good morning will be executed. Then after executing this line will be executed. So this is the basic things in while using the default methods, you will get the method overriding concept. So in order to display the super class methods, then we will use the super keyword. So in inheritance concept, we will use the super keyword to differentiate the members from base class to subclass. So same concept can be applied in the interfaces also. So this is the syntax for displaying the super class method. That means super interface method. So this is the simple programming implementing the interfaces. So any doubts? Implementing the interfaces of the default method. So any doubts in this? So let us move to another concept. So we have Java SE8 provides two methods, default methods as well as static methods, default keyword and static keywords. So whenever you use the default keyword or a static keyword, then we can define that method. We can define the method in the interface itself. So let us check this one. Static. So till now we have used the default keyword before the method. So here I am using the static keyword. So we have two options, either default or static. So I am using the static keyword here. So whenever you use the static means without creation of objects also we can access that method. So without creation of objects, we can access this method compute. So I am defining the compute method in the interface itself. I am defining this method in the interface itself. So that is possible by using the static keyword. So I am defining the method static one. So which implements the interface in phase one. So this is the main method. So I'm creating the object. So here we don't need this statement. We don't need any object. So any object to access this one. We don't need any object to create. Why? Because we are using the static keyword. So we don't need any objects. So then I am displaying the some kuberoot math.cbrt number. And then I can access the method by using the class name. So in the classes, by using the class name, we can access. Here we can access with interface name in phase one dot compute. In phase one dot, the interface name is in phase one. So in phase one dot compute. So we can access the methods by using the class name or interface name itself whenever you use the keyword static. So this is the usage of static keyword in the methods, static methods. So this is the default methods and static methods. So do you have any doubts? So in today's class, we have discussed about the two variations in the interface definition, that is static methods and default methods. So we'll continue in the next class. Thank you.